Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jayo Radha Vrindavan Bihari, Radha Vrindavan Bihari, Radha Vrindavan Bihari, Sri Radhe. Jai Radha Madan Mohan Lalita Devi, Jai Radha Madan Mohan Lalita Devi. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Bolo Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. श्री नाम संकीर्तन की, अंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु बद्धेषु नित्यं भागवतः सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 8, Text 13. Soham vikathamanasya shirakaya dharamite गोपायेथरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणम ईप्सितम् सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम् सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम्. So, ईप्सितम् सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य. Mataji's. सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम्. Anyone from students? सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम्. Anyone else would like to try? सोहम विकथमानस्य शिरकाया धरामि ते गोपायेत हरिस्त्वाद्य यस्ते शरणमीप्सितम्. Anyone else from boys? Okay. Saha, he, aham, I, vikathamanasya, who are speaking such nonsense. Shiraha, the head. Kayat, from the body. Harami, I shall take away. Te, of you. Gopayeta, let him protect. Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tva, you. Adya, now. Yaha, he, who. Te, your. Sharanam, protector. Ipsitam, desired. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: because you are speaking so much nonsense, I shall now sever your head from your body. Now let me see your most worshipable God come to protect you. I want to see it. Purport: demons always think that the God of the devotees is fictitious. They think that there is no God, and that the so called religious feeling of devotion to God is but an opiate, a kind of illusion, like the illusions derived from LSD and opium. Hiranyakashipu did not believe Prahlad Maharaj when Prahlad asserted that his Lord is present everywhere. Because Hiranyakashipu, as a typical demon, was convinced that there is no God and that no one could protect Prahlad. He felt encouraged to kill his son. He challenged the idea that the devotee is always protected by the Supreme Lord. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते हे गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण नहीं तो नीचे हरे कृष्णा So we're discussing the pastime of Prahlad Maharaj. Just a sec. Yeah. So where are we in this pastime? Where is Prahlad Maharaj? Because I'm seeing all the boys and girls here. I have to start with the basics, whatever. So, where is Prahlad Maharaj right now? Where? In the Bhagavatam? Where? Golok Vrindavan. Right now, Prahlad Maharaj is in Golok Vrindavan. Wow. Good point. Nee, right now, in this situation, the text we are reading, the palace of Hiranyakashipu, hmm? The final, what do you say? The Lord is waiting to give darshan to all the people there and the asuras, demons present there, as well as to Prahlad Maharaj. Hmm? Acharyas say the Lord was waiting. When Hiranyakashipu was torturing Prahlad Maharaj, this situation where he's about to hit the pillar, the Acharyas say the Lord was moving from pillar to pillar. Which pillar he will be asking? Which pillar will Hiranyakashipu show and which pillar he will hit? And accordingly, he was traveling from one pillar to another pillar. Okay, this, which? And suddenly Hiranyakashipu asks, is your Lord present in this pillar? And then Prahlad Maharaj says, yes, he's present everywhere. He's not just present in this pillar, he's present everywhere. And then this again infuriates more Hiranyakashipu. If you see, Acharyas also say, Prahlad Maharaj, what he preached to his devotee, to his friends in the previous, what do you say? In the previous chapters, there is a chapter when Prahlad Maharaj preaches to his classmates how bhakti is the topmost, and bhakti to Vishnu, to Krishna should be done instead of just blindly following Hiranyakashipu. So when he is preaching to his classmates, just like you teach and you talk to each other, you may say so many things. A child may say so many things. Huh? So, okay. हाँ? बोलते बोलते बहुत कुछ बोल सकते हैं, है कि नहीं? हाँ? You have those jokes. One child says to other, my father is this one, this big. The other says, no, my father is greater than you, and all these things. So children say so many things, but doesn't make everyone believe, right? So the acharyas say, when Prahlad Maharaj told his friends, you have to see Krishna everywhere. Krishna is in each and every atom. Krishna is present everywhere. He is telling his classmates. And now that is being, what do you say, tested. Prahlad Maharaj himself is tested in the palace of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu asks, यहाँ पे है, is your Lord here? Is your Lord there? Here, everywhere. Here, the Lord tests Prahlad Maharaj, whether he himself believes it or not. So, in one sense, whatever he is preaching, whether he is following himself or he is convinced himself or not. So, Hiranyakashipu is asking whether the Lord is present. Even Prahlad Maharaj before, he told his classmates, you should not ask anything from the Lord. Lord is giving everything. So you should be satisfied with the service of the Lord. This was also tested when Hiranyakashipu was killed and Narsimdev asked Prahlad Maharaj, you have done so much for me. Ask whatever you want. So this was also tested. Prahlad Maharaj was tested twice. Once when Hiranyakashipu asked him, and second, Narsimdev asked him, you ask anything you want, what you want. You have pleased me. So that time also Prahlad Maharaj was tested. And what Prahlad Maharaj asked? Anyone? And Narsimdev told him, you ask anything what you want. Okay. To, what do you say? To pardon his father. That was already done. One most important thing he told. When Narsimdev asked him, what you want? Ask whatever you want. I will fulfill all your desires. What reply Prahlad Maharaj gave? Anyone? Because Prahlad Maharaj himself preached to his classmates that you should not ask anyone. You should not ask Lord for such small things. Better be satisfied in devotional service to the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj told, if I ask you something in return for my devotion, it will be like a business. I am asking you and you are giving something. So that is business. In bhakti, there is no business. There is unalloyed. That is why it is called unalloyed devotional service. You ask without anything in return. And you ask only one thing. Prahlad Maharaj told that let me always remember you. That is the only benediction I want. So, when you preach, if you are not following, it becomes difficult because you are tested what you preach. So, walk your talk. It's called in English. So, here Hiranyakashipu is pestering Prahlad Maharaj. Show me Krishna. Show me your Lord who is always protecting you. Because he is not understanding the process to see the Lord. He wants to see Lord through his own eyes. with the same eyes. Can your eyes see everything? How many students think your eyes can see everything? Huh? So there are many things which our eyes can't see, but it still exists. Examples? Air. Anything else? जोर से बोलो. Intelligence. Okay, intelligence can't be seen. Wow. Okay. Mind. Okay. Mind, intelligence, falsic. Okay, okay. हाँ, बाकी इधर आसपास का अंदर अंदर जा रहे हैं आप लोग. Microorganisms. Wow. Correct. Good. So eyes can't see many things, but still they are. Hmm? Just if you see a book, if you read a book, you are reading a book. Can you see author in the book? Huh? Somebody may say, where is the author? One who has written the book. Can you see him in the book? He may have written something, some topics, but you can't see. But the author is present throughout the book. Each and every word of that book comes from the author of that book. Yes? But how to see the author? Somebody may say, okay, front page. So basically, Krishna is present throughout the universe, within and without. So to see Krishna, it takes jnana and vijnana. Similarly, otherwise, just by our mediocre intelligence, we can't understand Lord, or we can't go beyond a certain level where we can understand Krishna and see Krishna. So we'll also discuss how seeing Krishna, who can see Krishna and all these things. So there was an experiment done by one of the scientists. What he did was he kept all those, what do you say, those flies, small flies. He kept those inside a container, glass container. He closed the lid from the top. He kept it for 3 weeks. Those flies, they were small, and then they started flying inside the container. 2-3 weeks, they were flying inside the container only. And then after 2-3 weeks, the person opened the lid of the container, glass container, and then he saw how the how the flies react to it, whether they come out or they stay there only. So what he saw was the flies did not come beyond the level of the lid. Although it was open, they were flying only till that level, and they were not thinking of coming out of the jar. So similarly, a person who is engrossed in material activities, who has never even attempted to understand what is beyond this creation, and who has never even attempted to take shelter of a devotee or to understand God. He can't, because his intelligence is limited. He has never trained his intelligence in that direction, and he cannot see it. Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Deha apatya kalatradrishu atma sainyeshwa satsapi tesham pramatta nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Although saying, he is not saying. Although saying, you are not able to see even though seeing it. Anybody? Any examples? देख रहे पर still नहीं देख रहे. No examples? Any time in your life? अरे इधर ही था. It was in front of you, but still you couldn't see it. For example, if somebody writes, if this is written in English, if somebody writes the same verse in Chinese, and you come and sit here, and I ask you to Read it. Will you able to read it? I say this is the verse. I will say this is the Bhagavatam verse. But you can't see it. You can't understand it. You can't read it unless and until you go through the rigorous training of learning Chinese and then understanding it. And then you can actually see it. And then you can actually read it and understand it. So seeing is not just seeing through your eyes. Here Hiranyakashipu is trying to see the Lord, asking and pestering Prahlad Maharaj, show me where is God. Hmm? So similarly, there are two kinds of blindness. One, when you are blind, when there is no light, you are blind. When there is no light, you can't see anything. There is one more blindness. There is another situation when you can't see anything. Any guesses? Yeah, in the dark you can't see when there is no light. That's what. There is one. Another option. When you sleep, when you sleep, you can't see. Okay. So darkness blinds. There is one more way you are blinded. That is when there is extreme light. इतना light आता है कि you can't see anything. You close your eyes. So darkness blinds. That is one way. But extreme light also blinds. So here Hiranyakashipu has read all the scriptures, all the Vedas, everything. He is a Brahmana, this, that. He is a son of a great Rishi. He knows everything. Still, he can't understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the protector of the entire universe. He is protecting each and everyone. He is present in each and everyone's heart. He is not able to understand this single concept. That is, and what is the reason behind it? What is the reason behind it? False ego, or you can say better is envy. Envy towards the Lord. When you are inimical towards the Lord, you can't understand even simple things. So in Subhashita, there is a very beautiful verse which explains how to actually see. So how a king sees. The Subhashita verse explains how a king sees. The king sees. How a king sees. राजा कैसे देखता है? और you may say, okay, तुम बोलोगे, okay, वो आंखों से देखता है, ठीक है. But how a king understands, how he rules his kingdom, how he sees, how he knows, gets to know things about the kingdom, his own kingdom. He keeps some spies, गुप्तचर रखते हैं. He keeps some spies and he sends those spies throughout the kingdom. And those spies collect some news and then they come to the king and they speak. They tell him, they inform him about all the latest events, what is going on in his entire kingdom, what people are thinking about him, what people are desiring, what people want, the good and the bad. So a king sees through the spies. He doesn't see because everyone in front of the king will behave like, okay, pranam, dandot pranam, and all these things. Everyone is good in front of the king. But behind his back, so many things happen. So a king keeps spies and he sees through his spies. Second, animal. How does the animal see? Anyone? An animal sees through nose. Animal sees through his nose. See, here try to understand. Seeing means understanding things. If there is a dog, he may see so many things, but he smells and then he understands things. He smells and then he understands and then he comes and then he eats it. Okay. So to understand things, he uses his nose, not his eyes. He may see the form, but he may not understand it, what it is. So he uses his nose to understand things. Similarly, an animal sees the world through his nose. to get an understanding of what the object is, whether it is edible or non-edible. In animals, that is only two things: eating, meeting, sleeping, defending, four things. In eating, edible, non-edible. So a king sees through his spice, an animal sees through nose. A devotee, a sadhu, how does it see? Hearing, okay, almost there. Hearing of, hearing, what hearing what? Hearing scriptures. A sadhu, a devotee, a scholar understands or sees the world through the scriptures, through the words of the scriptures. Not just, okay, what is seeing is believing. It's not that way. He sees the word through the scriptures. He understands it. What is real? What is illusion? And then he understands what is reality, and then he works on it, practices it, follows it, and he sidelines the illusion part. So, king through spice, animal through nose, a sadhu through the eyes of the scriptures. And the last line says, only a fool sees through eyes. Who sees through eye? Only a fool sees through eyes, because you can't believe everything you see. So this is what a very beautiful shloka from Subhashita. So one should understand through the scriptures that the Lord is present everywhere. Vishnu, विश्व के हर एक अणु में जो रहते हैं, that is Vishnu. He is present everywhere. Because of his presence, the entire world is alive. He is the super soul of the entire universe. So this can only be understood by a devotee when he gets the association of another devotee. In the association of devotee, one can understand this very easily. A famous story of Kanakadas in South India, Udupi, right? So everybody was thinking that he is of like lower, low born. What he will understand. There were so many scholars. I don't know the name of the guru there. Somebody. So in that mutt, there was a spiritual master, and his disciples, they were very proud. But Kanak Das was very simple, meek and humble. But they would make fun of him because he would not know any scriptures, any shlokas and anything. So to teach a lesson, the spiritual master ordered all his disciples. He also called Kanak Das, and he ordered. He gave fruits to each and everyone and told them, take this fruit, go to a place, eat it. But there is one condition. You can eat these fruits only when nobody is seeing you. ऐसी जगह पर जाके खाओ जहां पे कोई नहीं देख रहा है. If anybody is seeing you, then you're out of the competition. You are having, so the spiritual master gave them one day and called them next day. Come tomorrow and tell your experiences. So next day, everybody came happily. There was only one person who was sad, and that was Kanakadas. He came with a very sad heart. So the spiritual master asked Kanakadas, why are you so upset? What happened? So Kanakadas told, yesterday I went to all the places where I could go, but I could not find a single place where the Lord was not present. I could go to the remotest areas where nobody was available, but still I could see the Lord in each and every place. So I could not follow your order of eating this fruit. So all the other disciples started laughing. Then the spiritual master told, because one of the disciples told, Guruji, I ate the fruit behind the Lord. I went into the Garbhagriha. I went behind the Lord and ate it. So the Lord also didn't see me. So everybody gave their own examples how they ate the fruit. Somebody told, I went on the top of the tree and then ate the fruit. I went inside the river and ate the fruit. So a devotee, you can understand from this, a devotee sees the Lord each and every place. And this is what here, there are two extremes here. One is Prahlad Maharaj seeing everywhere the Lord, and the other is Hiranyakashipu, who is not able to see Lord even in within himself, or let's say within himself, even through all those things that have taken place in the previous days. How the Lord himself saved Prahlad Maharaj. Even after seeing all these things, he could not understand. Hmm. So, what is the qualification to understand the Lord? Is it birth? Is it qualities? What? Hmm? It is devotion, simply devotion. Otherwise, other things can't help you understand. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastram Japastapah Apranasyeha Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. So, Jati, Shastra, Japa, and Tapa. Your Jati can't help you see. Your understanding of scriptures can't help you see. Japaha can't help you see. And Tapaha also can't help you see. If it is devoid of devotion to Lord. ये सब आता है, but if you are not having any devotion to the Lord, you can't. It is like decorating a dead body. Apranaseva dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam. It is like decorating a dead body. Any use of decorating a dead body? No use at all. Hmm? So similarly, because Hiranyakashipu was envious, they are always envious that Lord, just like you see the story, when he tried to kill, when he tried the search for God or hunt for God to kill Narayan, to kill Vishnu, who was his eternal enemy, as he thinks. Such people think that God is fearful and he has went hiding. So basically, such envious people think that God is dead. But just by thinking that the Supreme Lord is no more, or is the atheistic philosophy of he is dead, doesn't make any sense. Just like there is a verse, Shakuni shape goru marana jaye. Shakuni means, Shakuni in Sanskrit, in English it means vulture. Vulture, vulture को क्या बोलते हैं हिंदी में? Something. Gid. Vulture, what they do? They eat the flesh. And if one vulture, for example, if he is fasting for many days, what he will do? If he sees a cow from top, he will curse, let this cow die. But will the cow die? Shakuni shape goru marana jai. Even with the curse of vulture, the cow doesn't die. So whatever these envious people who are atheistic think, it will not happen. And such envious people, even through the association of devotees with the, what do you say, it only increases their poison. Matirna Krishne paratasvato va mito vipaddeta griha vritanam adanta gobir vishatam tamishram punascharvita charvananam. Such people who are not inclined towards, who are inimical towards Lord, even by explaining them or from within, after seeing, they can't understand. They will not come to believe that the Lord is present everywhere. Parata Swatova, Matirna Krishne, Parata Swatova, not by others' explanations, nor by his own experience, he can understand. Because why? Adanta Gobir Vishatam Tamishram, because he is engrossed in the material activities and he is not able to understand what is spiritual, what is spirituality, and what the essence of spirituality is, to understand God. Because what he's doing, punas charvita charvananam, he's just chewing the chewed. What is chewing the chewed? You take a sugar cane, take out all the rasa, all the juice, again put the sugarcane in the machine. Have you seen this in the sugarcane thelas, where they take out the juice? They bend it, again put it in that machine. Again, the juice comes out. Again, they bend it, again put it in unless and until the last drop is taken out. They just go on putting it inside. So similarly, the more you are just, there is no juice in it, but you are continuing to enjoy the material life. Punah punah charvita charvananam. And because of this, he is not able to understand the higher truths. Just like it is called, you can wake up a sleeping person, but you cannot wake up a person who is imitating to sleep. Or you can say, who is just doing a drama of sleeping. He will never wake up. So similarly, in this world, such people, just Narottam Das Thakur says, asatyera satya kori mani. They think something real which is unreal. Why? Because of the illusion, because of the continuous association with the material world, with the material gunas. Now they have understood, they have lost the capacity to even think of higher truths. And that is why something needs to, क्या क्या बोलते हैं उसको, कुछ झटका चाहिए, shock. They need some shock to come out of that. There is an old movie, not so old, but a good lesson we can derive from it. It's a Inception. I don't know how many have seen it, but a very, what do you say, intellectually, and it's very difficult to understand that. But some part which I would like to discuss is in that movie, there's one phase. The protagonist, means the hero, and some other people, they have a machine, and they have a sedative. Sedative matlab which makes us sleep. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? You take that and go to sleep. Sleeping pills, kind of. So there was a machine in that, and they had access to the dreams. They would take that sedative, they would go to sleep, and they would connect their minds. 3-4 people connect their minds, and they would go into dreams, and all of them would share the same dream. In that dream, everybody would be there. Because of that something, it was shown in that, like that. So everybody would share the same dream, and it was shown that 1 minute in actual reality, in dream it goes to maybe more than in hours. You might have experienced the same thing, right? When you are dreaming at night, so many things happen in a flash of time. आप छोटे से बड़े हो जाते हैं, बड़े से क्या क्या हो जाता है, and all these things. So many things happen in that small dream. Maybe that dream is of just half an hour or 1 hour. But in that 1 hour, you live so many days in that dream. Right? So similarly, it was shown in the movie as well. So in that, it is shown the male and the female, they think that the material life is so, what do you say, not so, because everybody doesn't have money to enjoy life. Why not stay in the dream itself? So they every day they would just go to sleep and dream, and in dreams only they would build their own buildings. And in dreams you can do whatever you want. In dream only they could build their own buildings. They could do whatever they want. They had all the cars, buildings, money, everything, whatever they wanted to buy, they would buy. They even procreated in the dreams. And they would live happily. So they did for so long time, every day they would just take that sedative, go in the dreams. And how they would come out of the dreams? They would only come out if somebody, they would put an alarm kind of thing. You can only come out of the dream if you die in the dream, if you could come out. So it happened so many times over and over again, that they forgot the distinction between reality and dream. Because they were doing it each and every day, they've got confused between what is reality and what is dream. And to come out of the dream, they had to kill themselves. Then they would come out of the dream and they would come to reality. But it was so difficult for them to discern the difference that in one of the characters, she can't understand whether she is in dream or she is in reality. And she tries to kill herself and she gets killed just because she can't understand the difference. So similarly, to come out of the dream, to come out of the illusion of this material world, one has to understand, or there has to be some external shock or external kick given. And who gives that? The association of the devotee, or you can say the guru, the spiritual master. That kick, he gives that kick from which, he gives that shock from which you can come out of this illusion. Because we are in this illusion in so many lifetimes, it becomes difficult for us to understand what is illusion and what is reality. So the spiritual master gives us that impulse through which we can come out of this illusion, and through his association and through the association of the scriptures, the Harinam, the Seva, one slowly and gradually comes out of the illusion. So similarly, this is one how this is one extreme of not seeing Lord everywhere because of the illusion. And the other thing is, one is completely confident that Lord is present everywhere and he will protect me. 6 symptoms of surrender of a devotee. Anukulyasya sankalpa pratikulyasya varjanam rakshashiti vishwaso goptritve varanam tatha atmanikshepa karpanne shadvida sharanagatihi. 6 symptoms of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpa means Anukulyasya sankalpa, to do what is only favorable for devotional service. Pratikulyasya varjanam, to leave what is unfavorable for devotional service. Rakshishyati vishwaso, you must be totally confident that the Lord will protect us. In any case, Rakshishyati vishwaso goptritve varanam tatha, considering the Lord as one's guardian, one's master, one's mother and father. Atmanikshepa karpanne, total surrender with humility. Shadvida sharanagatihi. These are the 6 symptoms of surrender. So, the devotee, in case of Prahlad Maharaj, he is totally confident because Krishna himself says in Bhagavatam 10th canto, Tasmat mat sharanam gostam mannatam mat parigraham gopaye swatma yogena soyam me vrita ahitah. So, Krishna says, because these Brajvasis have considered Mannatham, they have considered me as their master. Mat Parigraham, they are my family. Tasmat Mat Sharanam Gostam, they have taken my shelter. Gopaye Swatma Yogena, they have considered me as their own. Gopaye Swatma Yogena, Soyam Me Vrita Ahita. So I am bound to protect them. This comes in the pastime of Krishna lifting Govardhan hill. Everybody taking shelter. Krishna, Krishna, please protect us. Then Krishna thinks this. Because they have taken my shelter, it is my duty to protect them. Bhaktivinoda Thakur also writes in Sharanagati, Tava pada padmanatha rokhibe amare Ara rakha karta nahi e bhava samsare. Other than you, there is no other protector in this world. Your lotus feet are my only protector. So in this way, a devotee, totally opposite of a non-devotee, like Hiranyakashipu, he knows nothing about surrender, and 180-degree opposite is a devotee who completely surrenders to the will of the Lord. This pastime started from Jai Vijay. They surrendered to the will of the Lord. The Lord told, it was my idea. Or you say, because of me, this curse came upon you, and I want you to go to the material world and execute pastimes. So that I will also come and perform various pastimes. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, when the Lord performs pastimes in Golok Vrindavan in the spiritual world, it is very beautiful. Those are very beautiful. But more beautiful than those pastimes are the pastimes that Krishna performs here in this material world. Because a diamond, a gold shines, right? But if that gold or that jewelry is given a dark background, it shines even more. So this material world is like the dark background. And when Krishna comes here and performs the pastimes, it shines even more. So much so that even Vishnu is, Karnodaksha Vishnu wants to take darshan of that Lord. Everybody is awestruck by seeing the pastimes of the Lord in his Gopa form when he is a child, which are not even visible in the spiritual world. So similarly, that is why devotee is always confident about the Lord's shelter. Tattenu kampam susumikshmano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam ridvagvapurbhir vidadan namaste jivetayo muktipade sadaya bhak. My Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances, by words, heart, and body, is surely eligible for liberation. And devotees are surely eligible for liberation because they are confident. And therefore, because of their confidence, they continuously, whatever suffering comes, whatever happy times come, whatever comes in their life, they are just going on just with the only goal that they are always protected by the Lord. So already 9:04. So I had more things, but we'll just end. So basically, how this happens? This can only happen by the association of devotee. When one takes association of devotee, if he is neutral, if he takes association of devotee, he comes to devotional service. But one has to associate some way with the devotees. One more example is given in Bhagavatam. Tatheva channe naraloka vira ya ahave Krishna mukhara vindam netre pibanto nayana parthasta putta padamapurasya. In Kurukshetra war, everybody was on the side of Kauravas. They were inimical towards the Pandavas as well as Krishna. But how they were purified? Bhagavatam says they were purified by the arrows of Arjuna. Everyone was inimical, but they all went back to Godhead. How? They were purified by Arjuna's arrows. Arjuna's arrows went inside, purified their hearts. And when their hearts were purified, they saw the darshan of Krishna in front of them. And then they left their bodies in the battlefield. And then they went back. So this connection with a devotee, anyhow, either by association or by any case, when one associates with devotee, that enmity is reduced to ashes, and then somehow the person who is inimical can ultimately come to the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this way here, Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj are on the threshold point, where Prahlad is passing in all the exams and Hiranyakashipu is failing in all his exams. And thus, finally, the Lord appears, which results in the disappearance of Hiranyakashipu. So, the Lord comes and is visible to a devotee. When the Lord becomes visible to a devotee, he glorifies him. But the Lord, when he becomes visible to a non-devotee, it only increases poison, because Even after seeing the Lord, Hiranyakashipu did not become a devotee until and unless Narsimhadev killed him. So that's why, in this case, we can understand a devotee is very confident in the protection of the Lord, and a non devotee is confident, is so called confidence in the protection of this material world. And ultimately, a devotee wins because of his confidence in the lotus feet of the Lord and the protection of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Sorry for going overboard.